Hey guys, my name is Deborah from Barefoot Bites, and this week I'm coming at you with another grocery haul. Every single week on Monday, I go grocery shopping for my family of 5. It's just me, my husband, and my 3 little kids. My husband works from home. I recently left my corporate job in May, so now we are on one single income. So what that means is that we have to stick within a budget. We budget $150 every week for our groceries, and I will let you know at the end whether or not we were able to stick within our budget this week for our groceries. If you've watched my previous grocery hauls, and I'll link them in the description or in the cards, we'll see how we do every single week, whether or not we stick to our budget. And as I go through this grocery haul this week, I will give you guys tips on how I manage to keep our groceries within budget. Do I fail sometimes? Yes, but I try to keep some simple principles as I shop to make sure we stick within our budget, because if we don't, we'll go out of hand. All right, let's just get into it. This week, we did not do a big grocery haul, but I've been shopping a little bit differently now, making sure that I get more whole foods and more vegetables and fruits and produce and meats, and then trying to limit those snacks, because that's what really runs up our grocery bill. I find that when I limit those, I tend to get a lot more for my money. So this week, I got my kids' favorite, which is apple juice. I always get apple juice for my kids every single week. I grab 2 bottles. My daughter and my son, the toddlers, even my baby, love to have a glass of apple juice every single morning. So I always make sure to grab some of this every single week. I also picked up some organic brown rice, quinoa, fusilli. This is for my baby who has a dairy and egg allergy. This does not contain any eggs in it, so it's just organic brown rice and organic quinoa in there, and there's no eggs. So I love to give this to her, and she loves it. She thinks she's eating regular pasta like everybody else, but again, it doesn't have egg in it. I also picked up 2 things. One is beef broth and one is chicken broth. Last week, I picked up one of these and I really loved it. So this is the organic one. When I made soup last week, I put one of this in there and it made it super flavorful. I make my own broth, but I haven't done that in a while. So these are great supplements for that. I also picked up my baby's favorite. These are the cauliflower crackers in cheddar flavor. These are like a healthy version of Cheez-Its. My baby loves this, so because she can't have dairy, she gets these cauliflower cheddar ones, and she doesn't know the difference. It doesn't taste that bad, but obviously if you've ever had Cheez-Its, you'll know that it's not Cheez-Its. I picked up for the toddlers their favorite. If you know me and you've watched my previous grocery hauls, you know that I always get these fruit-flavored snacks for my babies, and this is the organic ones. They like it, and I don't feel bad giving it to them. It's not that bad. The ingredients aren't bad. I picked up my baby's favorite, which is the variety pack for the squeezable fruit snacks. It has the 6 apple unsweetened. It has 3 apple strawberry and 3 apple banana. And again, these are such great snacks to have when you're on the go. I just throw one into the diaper bag and we're all ready to go. Another snack that's good for on the go, especially for my baby, she loves these, which is the freeze-dried strawberries, and this is the snack pack, so there's 6 individual pouches within it. She will go through this within the week. It is good, it's healthy. If you ever have anything that's freeze-dried, you'll know it tastes super sweet, and it's so good. As you guys can tell, this week I did not get as much snacks as I used to. I used to get so much snacks for my kids, and now I'm trying to move away from that and just kind of get them more healthier options. Obviously, kettle chips are not healthy, but it's such a good little snack to have. And my husband loves to eat these while he's working, so I always make sure to pick this up for him. Now, you guys know I'm about to get into what I always recommend are these Aldi's version of yellow corn tortilla chips. You have to get the organic. These just taste so good. And I've had some of you guys write in the comments that after you've had them, they taste, you won't go back to the other stuff. This is just so good. Again, we went through the other bag that I bought last week because last Saturday was a football Saturday, and we had buffalo chicken dip, and we used these for the buffalo chicken dip. We had nachos. We always make sure we pick this up every single week because it's gone by the end of the week. I also picked up some elbow macaroni. This is for when I make my children's mac and cheese. They like it. I typically make the ones from scratch. They don't like the Kraft mac and cheese, or I always make sure to have the elbow one on hand just to make them some quick mac and cheese for lunch if they want that. I also picked up some cane sugar. I've started to move away from buying the granulated white sugar, and I just prefer to now buy this cane sugar, and it's a pretty good price. I get this one. This one's the organic one. It's from Aldi, so it's pretty good price, and I really, really like it. Again, within the ingredients, it's just organic cane sugar. Simple, good. I like to get that. Now, you guys know I've been getting back into my yogurt game, and before I was just getting the other regular yogurt with vanilla, but now I've been converted. Last week they didn't have the other regular vanilla yogurt that I used to get, and I picked up the Greek because it was all that was there, and I've been converted. I actually really, really loved the Greek one, and I thought it was going to be too chunky, and some of you guys in the comments when I mentioned that the texture was just really, really thick, that you mentioned that you can thin it out with some milk. I actually didn't need to thin this out. It wasn't that thick, and it's so, so good and creamy. I'm obsessed. I'm probably just gonna get the Greek one from now on. I also picked up some grated Parmesan cheese. Again, my kids for their mac and cheese love to have this on, so I just picked that up. This week, I got some tomato sauce. So now you guys know I always pick up the organic marinara sauce from Aldi's, and this time they had a bunch of different other flavors. They always have the basil one, but I don't get it because I have basil in my garden, so I don't need to get it. But this week they had the arrabbiata pasta sauce, and then they also had another one. I think it was a 4 cheese, and I've never seen that in the organic flavor because they have other pasta sauces at Aldi that are not organic. They're good, but they just don't taste as great as the organic ones do, in my own opinion. And they're not that pricey. I think they're $1.95 per jar, so it's not that bad in price if you're going to get organic versus the non-organic. I think the non-organic might just be like $1.50 or something like that. So it's not a huge difference price, but if you needed to just keep your budget tight, then just get the one that's not organic. It's not going to kill you. But these ones fit within our budget for this week, so I got them. So I try to get organic as I can, but I am not going to be super strict. If it's going to be if it fits within my budget, I'll get organic. If it doesn't, I'll get the non-organic. We'll be fine. We'll eat it. I'm not a stickler for organic if it's going to blow our budget up. This week, I did pick up some canned beans. Again, it's fall, so we make a lot of chili. I made some chili last night, so we're running low on some cans. So I just picked up some pinto beans, some dark red kidney beans, and another stock of black beans. I have some more in my pantry, but I do like to pick it up if I use some just to replace it, just so I don't ever run out. I think that's a great habit to have. If you're using things within your pantry, make a mental note or write a list. That's what I try to do during the week, is to keep a running list of things that I'm using or I'm running out of. So when it comes time for Monday for me to grocery shop, I know what's missing. I know what we need to restock on. And it keeps my head focused when I go to the grocery store, not guessing, do we have that at home or do we not have that at home? But I've known that I used some beans, and I should probably restock it if it's within our budget this week, to just keep it fully stocked. So if we don't have groceries in the house, I know I have things stocked in my pantry and we're gonna survive. I was running low on some garlic powder. The past few times I've gone to Aldi's, they have not had any garlic powder. And so I saw these, they were on sale, I believe for 80 cents. So I picked up 2 of them just in case. Again, keeping things stocked in I mean, obviously I just needed 1, but because it was on sale, I picked up 2. Again, we want to shop smart and get things that are on sale. If you see things on sale and it's within your budget, grab an extra one and just keep a little stockpile so you know you have it on hand. And when you run out and things get too expensive, as you guys know, it gets pretty expensive, grows with inflation, that at least you'll have these items still stocked on your shelf. I picked up some sardines and hot sauce for my husband. If you've watched my previous grocery hauls, my husband is on a diet, so he tends to like to eat things that are very, very heavy in protein. So I thought these would be a great little snack for him to have if he's needing a little pick-me-up and wanting some extra protein. He can just grab a sardine and he'll eat it. I picked up my son's favorite. He loves these Danimal smoothies. Watch my previous grocery hauls. You know I always pick these up for my son. I picked up 3 packets for him because he's gonna go through these really quick. It'll be done by the end of the week. I also picked up some cheese. I always pick up shredded cheese when I go to the grocery store because my kids go through cheese so much. If you have toddlers, you know, they love cheese, especially because I make a lot of mac and cheese from scratch or pasta, or when we make salads, I always have to have some cheese on hand. So I picked up some Mexican style and some sharp cheddar, and these will be great for the rest of the week. Even if I have some in the fridge, if it's within my budget, I'll grab some extra because I always like to have cheese on hand. I also picked up some string cheese. This is my toddler's favorite thing to have. Again, this is such a great little snack to have, preschool bag. So it's just a quick little thing I can just throw in her backpack, and it's a great little snack for her. It's healthy, it's good. So now let's move to the meat and vegetable fruit portion of this grocery haul. One of the things I always make sure to do as I'm shopping is when I see things on sale, I try to stock up on them as much as possible. So when you see meat on sale, make sure you snatch them up at that good price. I want to talk about, so I used to pick up every single week because Aldi had them on sale, their organic ground beef packets. Every time I would go to Aldi's, because they had been on sale for $4.99, every single time I go, I grab an extra one. Even if I didn't need it, I made sure I grabbed them and I would just stock them in my freezer. It's such a good idea that I've been doing that for the past, I would say 2 months I've been doing it. And what's been great about it is that now I went to the grocery today, and guess what? They raised the price to about $6. So I didn't pick it up. The reason why that I didn't feel bad about not picking up ground beef is because I have a bunch of them in my stockpiled in my freezer, and I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to worry about not having that meat on hand, because guess what? When I needed it, when I didn't need it, I was just picking up one extra, and now I don't need to worry about not having ground beef. I didn't have to pick it up because it was just way too expensive. If I had picked up on one, it would kind of maybe bring me over a little bit on budget, but I didn't need to grab it because I'd been stockpiling already. A great tip is every time you see something on sale, you may not need it. If it fits within your budget, grab an extra, 1 or 2 extra. I always pick up fresh ground turkey, so I picked up 1 pack. This is the family size pack. This is about $6 and something cents, but I always pick this up because I'll use this to make turkey meatballs. I'll use it to make chili. It's such a versatile product to have when I always love to have this on hand. I also picked up some drumsticks. So last week I did not pick up family size drumsticks. I usually always pick this up, but I think it was a little bit pricey last week, and I didn't need to get it because, again, when I see these on sale, I'll make sure I grab a couple of extra, and I have a stockpile in my freezer. So since I have a stockpile, on some weeks if it's too expensive, I just don't grab it. But this week I saw this for about $5.24. It's decently priced, so I'll just grab 1 packet. I'll just stick it in my stockpile for my freezer. And if I go to the grocery store next week and it's too expensive, I just won't grab it. And guess what? It's fine because I still have meat in my freezer. I picked up some beef smoked sausage. This is such a great thing if you're making like a 1-sheet pan meal. You cut the sausage, you cut some potatoes, Brussels sprouts, or any type of broccoli or any type of other vegetables and root vegetables that you have, and you just stick it on there, and so we have a 1-sheet dinner. It's so good. I picked up some deli turkey breasts for my daughter. Again, these are not the greatest things to eat, but it's just a quick snack for her. Again, it's not the best thing to get, turkey deli meat, but it has no nitrates, no artificial flavors or colors, or no artificial preservatives, so I feel fine giving it to her. That goes along the same line. I bought some turkey hot dogs. They love to have these as a little lunch, and again, it has no nitrates, no artificial preservatives or colors or flavors or fillers. It's okay. They're not eating it every day, but if they want it for a lunch, it's fine. I picked up my daughter and my family's favorite, which is bacon. We typically have this a lot in the morning, so I always pick this up every single week. Now, shrimp is not something I usually get, but it was on sale for $4.99, I believe. And this is so great. I used to buy this a lot in the summertime, but as it's become fall and winter, I have not bought this often. And so I realized, like, I kind of want shrimp tacos. So I picked this up. It was on sale and it fit within our budget since I wasn't getting a lot of other meat products. I picked this up, and this will be a great thing for us to have as shrimp tacos, which is something that we used to have a lot in the summer. I picked up some bell peppers. I always pick this up every single week. We use a lot of bell peppers, whether it's within a 1-sheet pan dinner or within eggs or anything like on the side with beef. We always have this, and we'll go through these really, really quickly. I also picked up some spinach. I always pick up a bag of spinach. And one thing about these produce is that if we don't go through it quickly, I always wash them and then just stick them right in the freezer, and then I can cook it from frozen. So I always, every single week, make sure to pick up some spinach because it's such a good thing to have. We eat with salad, we'll have it, I'll stick it in our soup just for an extra source of fiber, and it's just so good. I picked up some garlic. I always pick up garlic every time I go to the grocery store. You guys know I always use garlic in the base of every single one of my meals. So garlic was something I had to pick up. When I pick up garlic, I usually always pick up some onions, but they ran out of yellow onions this morning. I'm not sure why. I didn't have the onions, so I didn't pick it up. I also picked up some blueberries. I love getting blueberries now. I didn't always get them, but I've been going through them so quickly, using them in my parfaits, or my son will have it with his yogurt, or I'll just put it in the kids' snacks for preschool. I picked up some bananas. I've been getting bananas and surprisingly been going through them quite quickly. And if I don't go through them quickly, I've just been making some banana bread with them, making sure I'm using my produce. So if I don't go through it, I'll either chop them up and put them in the freezer, or I'll just put them in a banana bread, because again, groceries are so expensive that we can't afford to just waste them. So if I know I'm not going to use them, I either make sure to preserve them, or I'll just make it into something that we're going to eat. I picked up some strawberries. We pick this up every single week. It's my son and my baby's favorite to have strawberries in the morning or even in the afternoon for their snack. After preschool, they like to have these, so we always make sure to have these on hand. I picked up some grape tomatoes. I don't always pick this up. I haven't actually picked up tomatoes in quite a while, and I realized that. So I picked up some grape tomatoes just to put on my salads during the week. I don't normally pick up these things. So I picked up some raspberries and I picked up some blackberries. My baby has been eating these like crazy. So I decided to just pick them up this week and to give them to her because she's just going through it. If she's eating fruits and vegetables, I'm not going to stop her. I just made sure to pick some up for her. I picked up some avocados. If you guys know me, you know I always get a lot of avocados at the grocery store. They didn't have the ones that are just not in the bag. I normally pick up the ones that are not in the bag. They were on sale for 75 cents. And since they were on sale, I'm sure people just snatch them up. And I've told you guys about getting avocados. If you see them on sale, grab a bunch of them and stick them in your fridge. They won't go bad if you put them in the fridge. The fridge is going to stop that ripening process. And when you need them, you just pull them out one by one, and you can just let them ripen up on your counter or put them in your fruit bowl, and it'll just ripen up really, really quick for you. So I always make sure I pick up a bunch of them. In this packet, there's about 6. We'll go through this all this week. Again, it's chili season. We're going to put this on the side of chili. We'll put them on our salads. We'll put them on our side, like on the side for breakfast with eggs. These are so good to have. It's such a good healthy fat. I also picked up at the grocery store some Honeycrisp apples. If you guys have watched my previous grocery hauls, you know I always pick up apples. Now this is a different thing that I normally don't do. I pick up 2 bags, but my kids have been eating apples like crazy, and by midweek we all run out of it. And it sucks because they love to eat apples so much. So if they're eating apples, I'm not gonna limit it. So it's healthy, so I grabbed 2 bags just to make sure we don't run out of it. And if we don't finish it, what I'll do is cut them up and I'll make either applesauce and put it in a banana bread, or I'll just put them up in the freezer and I can make a smoothie out of them. Another thing that I picked up was jasmine rice. Now I pick up rice because we eat rice so much in our house. It's like a staple meal for us. And it's something that I like to have in our pantry and stocked up. Rice is such a cheap product to have, and to make sure you always have it as a staple because it goes with so many different things. You make rice and beans, rice with any type of meat. I always make sure to have rice stocked up in my pantry. I did pick up 2 things that were not on my grocery list, and that tends to make me go over budget. Whenever I pick up things that are not on my grocery list. I picked up some, but it's Halloween. Halloween is coming up in a few days. So I did need to pick up some candy because our house tends to be the house that I always wait to the last minute to get candy, and then we're always ending up with just like the worst candy that's left at the store. So I made sure to pick up a bag of candy. And then for my kids' preschool, I'm gonna make up a little bag for them for their class. And these were Halloween flavor or Halloween themed Play-Doh. So I'll just put these in my kids' little bags for school. Again, when I'm shopping, I try not to get things that are not within my budget, but these were things that I did have to get because of Halloween this week. And so because I knew I was gonna get some things that were not in my budget, I was trying to keep my head straight and not try and look at other things within the store that I did not need. All right, so we're at the portion of this grocery haul when I let you guys know whether or not I stayed on budget this week. Let's pull out the receipt. So did I stay within our budget? No. But did I go super over budget? No. So the total for this grocery haul this week was $153.37. I think that's pretty good, especially because I picked up 2 items that were not on my grocery list, so I didn't go over budget. Our budget this week was $150, and I went over $3.37. I give that as a win. If you're able to stay relatively within your budget, and if you go over a few bucks, that's a win. Now, if I hadn't got these other items, because I think this bag was about $8 and this was about $4, I 100% would have fell right under budget. But we needed to get it because it's a Halloween. It is a special little week. So I did go over $3 for the budget, and that's not too bad, you guys. I stuck to the budget. So what are my tips to shop smart? Number 1 is to make sure you get whole foods and get more produce and vegetables, things that you can actually make from scratch if you can. And I found that when I buy things that are more whole foods and more fruits and vegetables and limiting the snacks, I find that I'm able to stick within our budget. I find that I'm able to get more groceries for my money. Number 2, one of my biggest steps is and I always say this, you guys, and so you can say it with me, practice self-control when you're walking through those aisles. Aldi's has those little aisles, those holidays, those last finds. And I found that when I am perusing through those aisles and getting things that I'm not supposed to be getting, I go way over budget and I'm grabbing things that I do not need. Or even not even going through that Aldi's aisle, but if I'm going through the aisles and getting things that I don't need, that were never on my list, I'm gonna go over budget. Tip number 3 is make sure you have a running list throughout the week as you go throughout the week of things that you're running out of, things that you know you're gonna need to pick up. And before you leave your house for that grocery store, do a visual check. What's in your fridge, what's in your pantry, what you're gonna need for that week. Make sure you just stick to what is on your list. If you're not gonna make it, if you're not going to use what you're buying, don't buy it. Don't waste your money and don't let it just sit there rotting in your fridge. I'm talking to you, those people who buy a lot of those produce and you don't use them. Don't pick it up if you're not gonna use it. Because if you see it, you're just wasting money. Nowadays, the food is so expensive that we can't afford to be wasting food, friends. So if you don't need it, don't buy it. Those are my top 3 tips for shopping smart. And if you like this type of video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the next grocery haul. Bye.